Hey everyone, and welcome back. Thank you all so much for participating in the giveaway video, the previous video that was on the channel. I truly appreciate it. The comments were fantastic, and I tried to reply to everybody. I might have missed one or two. I apologize if I did. I have a winner. A random selector selected this individual as our winner. I have replied to them in the comment on the last videos, and I'm reaching out here, so please email me at this email and we'll get you taken care of. The email is also in the description and in the about section here on YouTube. It is a gorgeous 58-degree day here in Indiana. Although there is a significant amount of wind, it is rather warm for this time of year, especially coming off a -7 that we had just a couple days ago. And we're headed into about 12 inches of snow. So let's take advantage of this gorgeous day and get some metal put on old Pickle. Well, I've spent some time. We had such a gorgeous day yesterday that I spent the bulk of that time climbing in and out of this thing, figuring out where everything goes, unfortunately. And grinding the areas on the two main frame rails here where these cross members or this square tube is going. And I think I've got it pretty well positioned. It's sitting pretty level. I left the shift tube in there, started it off the torsion tube and fed it in, and then measured, to each side of my main frame rail so that I can hopefully keep it relatively close to the middle. Kind of important that we shift correctly. Hopefully, the shift tube is not welded into the center, so if I have to take it out and fudge a few things, hopefully we can do that. But we're off just a hair. Within the bubble, but it needs to come up a little bit this way. But there again, I don't know that the bus is sitting. The rotisserie could be off that much. I mean, good Lord, I made this from cable reels, But we have lost our beautiful weather. We are down to a rainy, miserable day that's going to turn to ice later. But as of right now, the temperature's still pretty good, so we're going to keep at it. And I think we're pretty well ready to weld these in. I'm not going to permanent weld them. I'm just going to buzz on top of the main frame rails where each of those go so that we can kind of fit everything up. And we had a casualty. I've climbed in and out over this thing, I don't know for how many months now, and I'm just going to cut it off. I'm tired of working around it. I was keeping it there for some stability, but we're getting ready to build all that stability back in. So I'm going to cut it off, and then I'll just we'll temporarily band-aid the piece probably from here, just so we can kind of add some structure back in. But I'm going to cut this right where it's cracked. Just cut it all the way off. And then kind of clean this up a little bit too, so we can get that inner rocker fitted in there. So yeah, I'm not going to be climbing over that anymore. I'm tired of messing with that guy. But I think we're pretty well lined up. I'm okay with where it is level-wise. This one looks like it's a little bit off, basing it on that back piece right there. And we have to slide that one over just a little bit more. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do to fit both of those side supports on. I'm going to leave the original metal there and just cut out the corners, and then we'll drill some holes in the new pieces and we'll plug weld those temporarily. And this lines up pretty well here. I'm all the way up against what was original metal right there, that piece that's bent over. And I am as well over there, and it's lining up where it's supposed to, just behind the bulkhead on that support there. I think we're in pretty good shape. It's definitely not going to be perfect, but we knew that going in. So I'm as close as I can get, I think, to where everything needs to be lined up. Wonder how much Bondo's in there. Guess we'll know by the white dust, huh? one crusty piece off, out of our way. Probably should have done that a long time ago. Live and learn, I guess. I gotta go back in and get my light. Threw it on the charger. Yeah, let me go back in and get my light. We'll get some welding done. Just kind of show you what I did with that. That's going against the bus. It's allowing me to have some offset, so where, oops, sorry. So where the original kind of lays, focus, kind of lays against this, I just bumped this out a little bit. I don't know if it's showing up very well or not, but then that lets this piece sit flush, essentially, against the bus. So I'm gonna go drill some holes for plug welds. So on those pieces in the back, I just cut the front sides of them off in the corners so that these new pieces will go in flush and not be inhibited by the old. And leaving the sides on those allows me to just kind of plug weld to hold these in place. And that way, if we need to move them later, we can just drill out the plug welds. But I don't think we'll need to. Let me go get some holes drilled and we'll get those in place, and then we can line the floor back up since I messed it all up. Oh well, I got lots of practice on lining those up. And this one also has a dent from when I got it from the factory, from the supplier in it. Beggars can't be choosers. I had a hard time getting these. So I'm gonna go in with the hammer while I can and bang that dent out. Again, not that it matters, consider what it's going on, but I probably should just leave it because it looked like it was more original, but I'm gonna go bang it out and see. We can straighten it out a little bit anyway. Just want to kind of show the fitment on that. I can get a light under there. I'm going to get a wire wheel and kind of clean that up back behind there. And I'll spray it with some weld-through primer before we hit it. It's warm enough today, almost 50. I think it'll be okay. We'll take the heat gun out here and put that on it. And then the lap over, so you can see how it laps over right here. I left that piece on the bottom also, and then just drilled a hole through the front of it. Unfortunately, it's going to hit like right on the hole where the new piece is, but the new piece has a hole when you get it. It has a hole already drilled there. But the lap over does go on top of the side support. So I just bent it out a little bit, and then got a screwdriver back behind that little side tab and pulled it out. So I think that'll be fine. And again, I mainly just left these two pieces here just so we could kind of have something to go off of. But I'm gonna go get some rust treatment stuff and we'll put it behind there on both of those. And then weld through primer the piece we're putting in. And I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Then we can put these pieces in. Yeah, I've gone gone through and I treated those two areas, took a wire wheel to them, and then treated it with Ospo rust treatment. And then I've gone through with a heat gun, heated everything, dried it all off, got it to where it turned to like kind of that powdery white look, kind of like it is on the ends of these where I sprayed over. And then I hit it with some weld through primer. I heat gunned that so it is no longer tacky, it is now dry. And I'm ready to put these two pieces in. I also went and where the holes were, I filled those in with weld so that my plug weld will now go to something instead of just open air. So let's get those suckers in there. I need to get one of those lights like the dentist wear that hooks on their glasses and figure out a way to flip it to the helmet. Kind of making a weird noise. That looks straight to you guys? Can't tell from up here. Yeah, I've got that I think where it needs to go. Close enough anyway. No! Barely gonna reach. Trying to not tear up my good headlamp. Jump over and line this one up. Got my contortion exercises in for the day. Big girl, tiny space. That's the game we're playing. That's. Okay. Nope, just thought you were getting out. Okay. There we go. Alright, I'm going to spend some time lining everything back up. And we'll get these pieces here tacked in, and then once we get the sides kind of tied in, these dudes can come out. I'm tired of working around them, and if we need them we can put them back in. But after we get the floor pieces back in, and kind of get everything packed up over connected, get the sill, interrocker, and all of that kind of tacked together. I want to check our square again and make sure that we're pretty good. And if we are, and I feel like we need to put the bracing back in, we can, but once I take the bracing out, I should be able to shift. I had more in here when I initially flipped the bus, and then after I got it kind of level, I took all of that out. But I think we should be pretty good. Kind of start lining things up now. Those have some movement to them, so if I need to kind of move them a little bit, I can. Then we'll be ready to put the outriggers and all that kind of stuff in, and those will have to be done when I flip the bus, so we'll have to go through and make sure that our sides are kind of stable before we do that. Last time we had this thing flipped upside down, it still had some support on it. But I really don't want to weld all of those outriggers and all of that from laying under it, especially not now with all this water. So we'll probably get the cross bracing or top hats and I-beam square tubing is what I'm using in tonight, and then we'll be ready to secure everything and flip it over and weld all that other stuff on the bottom. I like it. Get her done. Everything has got to kind of stay straight in this center post. So I welded the back one and then the front one, so I measured the distance between on both of those and got those straight. And then I'm going for all the ones in the middle. And again, I doubt that it was perfect from the factory. These were just throwaway cars. So we are doing the best we can with what we have to work with. And I think it's going to be just fine. We're going to make it fine. How about that? Getting these tacked in, and then if we need to break them loose to readjust, we can. Putting a couple tacks on each one. And my measurements did pretty well line up with the original. There's one section of frame in here that's original. And we're on it right now. And we're lining up pretty good. Let's see, what am I looking for? My leg. Sweet! Well, there's tacked in there, but they are at least potentially where they need to go. It feels really good. Let's see if we can get a couple sills in there. What do you say? Well, folks, as you can see, it sure didn't take very long for the conditions to decline. Welcome to the Midwest, folks. 60 degrees one day, -9. the next, and 10 inches of snow on the ground. So, yep, that's what we're dealing with here. So I am going to wait on putting those sills in until a warmer day. I did take a Sharpie and mark where they go. So I think I have those pretty well ready to go. I will say this. I am stunned. Absolutely stunned. Everything is lining up pretty straight, pretty square. I can't believe it. So, yeah, I guess all that measuring is paying off now. It'll be noticeable on the outside. Everything will be perfect underneath, and then when you go to put it, the outside stuff on is where it's going to be off. Let's hope not, but anyway. Well, I guess I need to drag my welder back inside since it is getting some snow on it. I covered it with a bag and just tried to save it while we were shoveling the driveway. Like any good mechanic, the stuff you need to work when you need it to work, i.e. this guy, won't start. So we drug it into the carport and hopefully we can figure it out. But we've shoveled the driveway by hand, or I should say my better half shoveled the driveway by hand. So with that, everybody, I'm going to sign off. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for being here. Congratulations to our winner. We'll catch you next time. You say hi? What have you been doing today?
Playing in the snow.
Playing in the snow.
And making sled contraptions.
Making sled contraptions. Come here for a minute. Your eyelashes have, can you see them? They have snowflakes on them.
I'm sitting over here.
Oh, you're going to try a little bike ride, are you?
Yeah.
Not sure how that's going to go in the snow.
No, I'm trying to ride in the snow and see if it works.
Trying to ride in the what?
Snow and
Oh, okay. All right. Well, watch your leg there. That's kind of sharp. Had to put you some zip ties on the wheels so you get traction.
Yeah, but they fell off.
Oh. And he rides off into the sunset. Snow set. Whoa! You okay?
Ow. What about the sled? I want to do the sled.
Okay, do the sled for me one time. Come down the ramp.
Stop. A nice flip.
Okay. Here he comes.
I might wreck.
Woo! You didn't wreck. Do it again for me.
Can I do it Can I do it backwards?
Yeah, do it backwards.
Remember that one time when I flipped backwards? When I was doing it?
Maggie's gonna ruin your ramp. Come here, Maggie.
No. I don't know where I'm going. Okay, that was bad.
I think maybe you need to see where you're going.
Maybe I do it backwards. Maybe I do the sled backwards, but I'm facing front. Oh, it's way here. Maggie, watch out.